Good afternoon, all. Paul from CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, October 2nd. We're looking at Window Traders market profile of ES and NQ. So even though the bears early on controlled the intraday, they really weren't able to accomplish much, especially in NQ. ES did take back two sets of singles. So they did trade through the fourth and third and part of the second distribution. But they ended up with overlap and a higher value, and after that, we just grinded up all afternoon. NQ only got into the upper distribution, never even filled those single prints, and spent a good part of the day above yesterday. Now, granted, there is excess here, as you can see, at the all-time highs, but there's one big thing that's telling me that's not going to last. The all-time highs and the overnight. We never got the overnight highs. The overnight was long. We drove pretty much straight down. We never saw the opening again, but the bears ran out of gas after E period. They tried one more time in G, which is going to be our afternoon pullback low for ES and NQ. I'll also use K as a rally high in ES. NQ only 8 wide, ES only 7 wide. Righty goes out. They have a small price probe, but I would use A's high as a price spike. Now, all three of us had the 80-20 rule in effect. And what is that? We opened above value and got into it in 2 time frames. So there's an 80% chance to see value low. I told the room that is all has to be put into context. I said the odds of ES and NQ doing it were very, very slim. Righty was a different story, but Righty didn't even do it. They came very close, but they did not take out their afternoon pullback from yesterday or get value low. So it's a failure on that. I would use A, like I said, as a price spike to see if it holds tomorrow for Righty. Bigger picture, bulls are thrilled. Is this consolidation? Yeah, sure it was. Definitely ES was consolidation. NQ also to a degree, but not much, because we just were in the upper distribution and spent the majority of the day above yesterday. Okay? Righty was also a nice consolidation day until late in the day when they had their little spike. I had an okay day. The only trade I'm going to go over, I did one trade in the afternoon, and my best trading was in D period, when I finally got the short to get the IB low, and then got in again to get the overnight low. Gave some decent opportunities. It was ebbing and flowing in there, so I got those pretty good. Other than that, just some small trading in A, B, and C. That really didn't amount to much, as we were trying to figure out what the market really wanted to do, because you had that mixed MGI with the value being higher. It ended up overlapping higher, and you had the gap initially. We filled those. The gaps obviously didn't hold, but bulls have to be happy. Bears, there really are no bears in sight. The volume today is poor, even, at an all-time high. But you did spend a good part of the morning, or all morning, pushing down. So there was no like real short selling. Remember, the market is so long that so many of these buyers, the majority of these buyers who were selling today, were probably in the money. I still don't see late majority or laggard buyers. Remember, I said this morning's video, remember all these buyers here? We said, are they late majority or laggard? Well, the answer is no, because they had every opportunity in the world to sell higher in the overnight last night. Can we say some of these buyers are laggards and late majority and laggards? Sure you can, but it's not a lot. Look, not a lot. You want to see, some good volume done, and then all of a sudden you get some really good excess and not leave the overnight high as the all-time high. Now, excess did end one auction and begin another. Because of that excess in A, it enabled us to do what? Make new lows and get the IB low and the overnight low, right? But that's intraday. Will this excess hold? I highly doubt it. And one other thing, right, he got both overnights. And then chart-wise, I'll just show you the daily. Very disappointing volume so far. 54 million in SPY. We're averaging just about 70. So that's bad. But we just keep going higher, right? New all-time highs today in ES, SPY, SPX, NQ, Triple Q, NDX, and the NASDAQ Composite. The Dow did not hit an all-time high, but they reversed off their lows pretty good also. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy your evening, rest up, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.